Alright, what is up? NorCal back at it again with another training video. This one is Anivia centered, but there's always big ideas that can translate to other champions and playstyles. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so Anivia versus Katarina. We'll take a look at the Katarina's summoner spells, one of the first things you do when you load in the game. We see that she doesn't have Ignite, and also I took Ignite because Anivia is a really strong champion early, and if people don't know that or respect that, it can lead to an early first blood. And I'm going to skip through a little bit of this, so we don't have to watch the whole game. There, Nunu spotted a ward that Kha'Zix just placed, and he low-key should have given me a hit on that for an XP boost. I'm kind of surprised he didn't, but it's whatever. Also, kind of skip past it, so I'm not going to say too much. I wouldn't put a ward on their Raptors, and easy Katarina damage. And I stunned her before she got her damage off, and then now I'm resetting the trade. So now it's just a W trade overall, and I'm starting to stack mana flow. Here, I know she wants to come Q the wave, and so I start pushing as soon as she wants to Q. Let me back that up one more time as well, actually. This is really important. I know she wants to Q the wave, and she's willing to take damage to walk up, so I start pushing before she's even ready to Q, so I can get some free damage off, or land a really nice skill shot just like that. So that's kind of something you really want to think about with the different champs you face. What are their power spikes and what are their level ones? Because if they don't have their movement abilities level 1, you can kind of punish it like that. And just like here, because she's level 1, I can start in Q. I know she wants to come for these range minions. I could possibly back up and bait it a little to let her come closer, or I could just hold her at a distance and try to prevent her from even getting EXP. And also baiting her to take dagger because I have minion advantage. Big thing. Here just landing some basic abilities, baiting her to go in. If she goes in, I win the trade because I can just back up into my minions, and it is somewhat close. Here I go for a little Raptor steal. I'm not even going to show it because it didn't work, and probably like not. I'm not going to recommend that. Here, take some bad trades, but I'm going to back this up because you'll see why. Okay. She hits level 3, so slight mistake overextending. I hold my Q this whole time because I need to wait until she's in a spot where I guarantee hit it. Didn't really see that the whole fight, so I still held it because I could have died if I didn't. But here, now that I know she has her jump down, now I can get a guaranteed Q in if I am able to land that, and I know how to land that. So, as soon as I land that, I don't know if you noticed, but I start pinged I'm going in on mid because now it's become a very volatile lane. Both of us are low HP. And we both have Ignite, so one of us could die very easily. Here's some mind games of her trying to bait my Q out, me holding it no matter what. And just using E as free damage. That's why I'm saying this is kind of an Anivia training video, I guess, for the most part, but there will be bigger ideas overall that you can ascertain from this. Here, I know Kat's backing, but I'm just going to let her because I don't really have that much gold, and she has teleport. You can see she's teleporting mid. I actually missed this. I'm kind of washed for that. But yeah, I definitely recommend hitting that or like going into a practice tool with a friend and trying to hit that or like practice hitting that because that is a really big thing. And I know I mentioned that in one of my training sessions with the junior varsity Sac team. You do want to practice that. Big skill to have. Good players hit those on the most part. So here I am willing to stay really low because I do have egg and I think she roamed. Here I do see she's coming in, and I pretty much accept. Here's actually a really big thing before it happens. I kind of messed up by overextending here because I just really wanted to push the wave because I thought she was further. So you'll see. Also study this pattern of hits because this is like the fastest way to push the wave. Well, so now that I see her coming in, I pretty much already accepted that I'm going to get egged. So instead of using a damage ability, I use my wall to make sure she won't be able to hit me on the outside. And also, she takes a tower shot. She has to walk back in. She technically might have been able to stand in that corner and maybe hit me for free, but that'd be like a really big brain play. And maybe a challenger does that, maybe not a grandmaster. Anyways. Here, don't be afraid to just use flash. I want to back this up actually, because I think this is something kind of important to Anivia. Because you have such kind of basic abilities, you really have to like maximize their efficiency. So if I just stun Kha'Zix here, the Katarina jumps on me for free and gets a bunch of damage off. I wait for the double stun, or once it becomes kind of too late and I just accept that I don't really want to die, I'm just going to flash and it's okay. Here there's a really extended fight that I don't really want to leave my teammates hanging, so I end up coming back and staying at max range just to try to scare them off. More than anything, honestly, I'm not actually really going in. Here I'm trying to bait Thresh's hook, but he doesn't actually end up hooking. I use my Ignite to help secure the kill, also Presence of Mind gives me mana back, so now I'm able to land that stun. Here, low-key kind of lucky I didn't die. Cat messed up. But I was able to successfully bait her into dying, and that's a really big thing on Anivia. Your Q is really long range, and especially if you're kind of fade-awaying it, you can catch people off guard and get picks like that. Kind of fast forward here. Team's on Dragon, I don't really need to go. I start out with a really greedy build because I want move speed, because move speed will help me poke better. And also I want to start scaling tier, and then I didn't have enough to buy a Ruby Crystal, so I have to buy the Mana Crystal. Kinda sucks, but it's fine if I just play really back, and I can use my wall on the wave to help me play back. I don't end up having to do it here because the wave's already pushing to me. So I don't have Egg, and I don't have my Summoner spells, so I'm playing really safe. Cat just wants to push the wave, so she's just eating trades. I wall her off the cannon to try and prevent her from getting it. She does actually end up getting it there. There, I sacrificed. This is like a really big thing of like why people say if you know how to CS on Anivia, you can CS on anyone. Because it's really hard to like get a lot of damage in, I guess, and especially on the unique minions, I guess. So accepting that one is just going to die to help set up the others is a really big thing. And I'm going to let this play because I think I do get like most CS. I didn't see those two casters just stack. If you didn't see it either, back it up, you'll see what I mean. Anyways. As you can see, I'm kind of setting up all the minions with auto attacks before the tower hits them. Because I know which way what order the tower is going to hit them. Because it's based on whatever's closest, right? So that's a really big thing. I was mentioning that to the JV team as well. Here. Push wave, I haven't roamed all games, they don't expect it. I'm just roaming bot because I see them fighting. And here, I know they already kind of secured the kill, but I'm just sitting here in case Kha'Zix ganks, then I can kind of help them. But like I'm pretty much just in the area, just helping them make sure they're not going to die to Kha'Zix. And I'm not actually trying to go gank. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways. Again, you want to set up those minions before the tower hits them so you really get all of them. Big thing on any champ. Here you can wall the wave. Yeah. I'm pushing because I want to go either roam or get a ward down. And my Nunu was signaling like there might be a Kha'Zix in the area, so I kind of wanted to like be in the area to help them. Here is like a really big thing. I'm going to back it up again because I just want to point out something like low-key. It's kind of a high elo play. I see Kha'Zix, and I can kind of tell by his movement pattern he might not have recognized that I was behind him. So I stood in the cove for a second to like let him go up further in that bush to like, get him in a better position so I can wait a little for my teammates to come up to me. Okay. So then here, I know he's in this bush. Now he just ulted. He's basically either going for me at top. So I'm already ready to Q, and then I'm walling instantly to movement disrupt him to guarantee the Nunu Q hits. Then with all that damage, he is donezo. He's too squishy. Here I just kind of walked off to help secure the kill. But mainly we just wanted to do grubs. Kind of messed up my ult. Don't be afraid to reposition it. Because here, I thought all the grubs would stop right there, so that's why I set it up. But they didn't, so don't be afraid to like reposition your ult if it's kind of bad. And I did notice mid was pushing, and Nunu doesn't need my help really in the last one. So I kind of rotate mid. I think I maybe... or at least meant to signal MIA. I do have double buffs, and Cat doesn't have like that much damage right now, so I'm playing a little aggressively, helping to look to see if Kha'Zix is near Raptors. Again, pushing aggressively because I want to go look for a roam, because Cat can't stop me from pushing, and our team has a lead, so I want to continue having that lead by putting pressure on all of their lanes. Oh, actually here, You just have to think when you're facing Katarina, you're always working around her daggers. Now she's always going to want to jump to them. So specifically with Anivia, you can just kind of position your ult on that and stand near it so she can't jump on you or the dagger. And then also, I was saying I was going to look for roams, but I actually noticed that I could pressure the mid tower and try to get first tower off that because Kha'Zix wasn't really ganking me and this cat didn't really know how to deal with me when I was pressuring her under tower. So I was keeping all that in mind. So again, I'm positioning myself on the dagger in the ult because she can't hop on that. I warded Raptors, so I'm able to position aggressively here, and again, just trying to get tower plates. I see there's a lot of fighting bots, so I'm clear to push this without fear of getting ganked. Pressuring Cat off CS. Kind of just getting in Cat's head too, so she is more afraid to touch the CS, which could make her miss without me even doing anything. And then also, I noticed it wasn't really the best timing for me to roam here to come top, but their top was playing illegally aggressive, so it didn't really matter. I just knew I had to punish that. That was a pretty nice combo. I might slow this down so we can kind of look at that again. So again, even though it's not the best wave timing to roam, their top is playing illegally aggressive and looks very gankable. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. If we can get top ahead, then we're all ahead, we're all winning. So you open up with ult, because K'Sante has a few movement abilities, and you want to pressure him to use those without you having to Q. There, I know he has movement ability and it goes towards minions, so I just aim at the minions because I know that's most likely where he's going to go. A little lucky Renekton survived here, but we did end up securing the kill. I helped push Renekton's wave by queuing. I'll just back that up a little bit. Help push Renekton's wave after this by queuing the ranged ones to make them low, and then position my ult in such a way that I'll be able to get a double damage on the siege cannon. And then I don't actually take it, and it all goes to Renekton, because I'm not actually looking to get myself ahead here. I'd rather get him ahead so he can start generating his own additional income off killing top, versus me just collecting all the kills. So here, I'm kind of just hovering mid, because I think fights might happen. I'm going to back this up. Sorry, I kind of had to talk to someone there for a second, got a little distracted. So I did start positioning towards mid because Dragon is up, and Smolder is bot, so I have to go bot, and I know I'm going to beat Aphelios in a 1v1, because I can kind of just outmaneuver his Q, and then just fully engage on him, there's nothing he can do. But he does play a little too far back, so I'm not going to go unnecessarily aggressively push. I could get Kha'Zix jumped or Thresh jumped. Here, I do see a Thresh is just trying to take this red, so I don't want that to happen. I wasn't necessarily looking for a kill. I was just mainly trying to stop him from taking that. I'm playing just out of his flay range, and I know he wants to keep queuing me, so I'm kind of positioning in such a way that if he goes for the Q animation, then I'm going to throw my stun on him, and I'm going to outmaneuver him. But he never went for that second Q, so it didn't really matter. Ended up being a pretty much free kill. Again, pressuring that mid tower, because I want to get first tower. And there you see Cat attempting to jump on her daggers, but because my ult is up, she can't do anything. Here, I'm a little bit playing with fire by having Kha'Zix get that close to me. But I'm pretty confident if he jumps me, I can do a lot of damage to him. Maybe not kill him, but kind of like that Thresh. I wasn't necessarily looking to kill Thresh, but then he kept playing in such a way that I was able to get the kill. Don't have that much mana, but when I take damage, I gain mana back. Here I might have gold for boots or something. And I kind of wanted a mana reset. Cat used her jump here. Fast forward a little too much, but it's not that important. Main thing is because she used her jump, I know I can land all my abilities on her. And again, that's a big thing. You want to think, what are champion's abilities? So they have flash up. Cat doesn't even have flash, so she already used her jump. She's not going anywhere. So also Anivia's pretty good at I troll my Nunu a little bit by throwing a Q at him. Also, Anivia's pretty good with red buff, because you want that health regen so you can play to take damage for mana, and then you restore it with health with the red buff. And also you have long auto range, and so you can apply that slow and burn pretty well. So again, just kind of pressuring mid. I'll Ulting wave, clearing minions, pressuring cat. If she engages on me, I save my Q just for that, just so she specifically can't. She's so scared to approach the wave. I'm playing in such an aggressive way, I'm able to get a lot of tower hits. Here I am kind of low, so I'm probably thinking about backing, but I do want one more wave. And I kind of wanted to fight cat, and I wanted this 1v1. So I baited her onto the dagger, and I hit the wall, but I messed up the E and didn't E soon enough. You could see the animation started, but then got cancelled. I will back that up just one more time. That was kind of cool. Don't end up getting the kill, but I know like we're both low, and she wants that 1v1. I'm totally here for it. Kind of cool. Anyways, push wave back. Cat actually does go for this. I kind of forgot about that. Okay, so I have literally no mana, but like I said, remember, when I take damage, I get mana, and I have just enough health that I could survive a little cat combo because she already used one of her daggers. So she does damage to me here. She's giving me the mana to be able to deal the final blow to her, and even if I died, I had egg, and the E will still go through when you get egged, if you time it right. Kind of a high elo tip, but yeah. Start out with wall, because you want to bait out his E, then stun. This is kind of a big brain move. I'm going to back this up, actually. Not the combo. Here, I know Kha'Zix, I hope you guys can see my cursor. Kha'Zix could chase me left, but if I'm running right, then he could cut me off by going to the right. So I know if I play around this wall and the vision it gives, and these are my minions, not his, if he starts walking around this wall, he's going to lose vision on the left side of the wall. So then I know I can instantly outplay him by walking into this bush and starting to back instantly, and he won't realize in time. And then I'm actually going to go further into the mind game by placing a pink ward just outside blue buff, so it seems like maybe I took a blast cone over to blue buff and I'm not in that bush. You'll see what I'm doing here. So I start the back. Before he walks in to be able to see me place this, I place it. Then boom, he's over there hunting towards blue buff because that's where he thinks I am. So kind of a cool mind game. I don't expect you guys to recreate that, but just something to think about. Kind of just pushing mid because Smolder's not here, but when Smolder starts positioning for it, I'm just going to give it. I'm not going to ego fight over who's going to be mid. It doesn't really matter. We're already pretty much winning. And I say that because there is a world where it should be me pushing mid, because you kind of do want Smolder like bot scaling, and I could push harder, especially if Karma comes up and helps me, and then Nunu starts ganking. But Smolder's performing well, so I'm going to just trust him. Important thing, trusting teammates. As I fight this cat, I'm hitting those petals. That's kind of like... I don't know. Because Anivia's autos don't really matter that much, right? So they're more valuable hitting petals. I was trying to interrupt her auto attack, but she kind of did it a little late, so I didn't interrupt. And then Karma ends up helping come and catch her. I think she's kind of just bouncing all over, and then we get her into a dragon, so right here. So as you can kind of see throughout this video, I'm playing like pretty safe. There are times I'm taking 1v1s or whatever, or like specific fights, but it's because I know I'm not going to get ganked, and I know pretty well in that 1v1 or whatever, like I can outplay that person, and like I feel confident in my ability, and yeah. And then here I'm just kind of pushing side lane. Mid's already winning. I can get more damage done here and get more gold here. Maybe it's great at pushing waves, of course. How easy that is. Does decent tower damage actually with all like the... I always think of it as like little pecks that end up becoming something. Here I'm playing a little safe because I see Thresh in that minimap there, if you see that. And I don't want to get caught. I have a bounty. There's no need to die here. No need to play too aggressively. So my original intent was going to be to back. But then I noticed Cassante was starting to move up, like he was going to continue pushing this wave. And there's really no way he's going to do that. Because like I'm literally just going to kill him if he does that. He has no magic resist. Like that's an insane move. He might be tilted or just not thinking. Maybe that's why he's 1-5. Well, anyways, easy Q land, and I'm playing just out of his range because I don't want him to like ult me and then potentially win that fight. So again, I'm trying to play him at max range, using all my abilities. He does land a Q there, and also I Q'd in a bad spot, but I did wall, and he wasn't able to get through that wall, so now his ult is pretty much over. And if I ever re-engage quickly, then he won't have ult. He's not going to really have anything. That's going to be a free kill for me. Here, I kind of bait, like I'm going to walk past the obvious push he's going to back in, and he literally is in there. So now I get an easy wall, easy ult, and then wall where he could go, and then just save Q until he gets on top of me. It's just that easy. And as you can see, my build is a more of a damage-centered build because I'm starting to build Leandries. And I do that because, yeah, I just want the carry potential of Leandries. If I build Seraphs, it is really good and whatever, and like does scale, but I don't know, the damage just feels nicer on Leandries, for sure. Like, once you get Leandries, you're going to be pumping damage. And then also I picked up the Seeker's Arm Guard because I want to go for the outplay. And Anivia's really synergistic with that Seeker's Arm Guard with the ult, because you can ult wall Hourglass. Big fight. I'm always playing into my ult. Playing at max range if I can. I don't really want to die for free. I put a pink in this bush. Big thing to buy pinks. Gain control of that. See my team's positioning over here, so I'm going to cut them off. I'm tanky. If they all turn on me, it's okay. I Q towards where I think Thresh is going to Q, and then I just run into Aphelios, trying to bait him into me a little bit. Didn't exactly work. And I blew Seekers, like, but it's whatever. Maybe if Renekton had Flash or something, we would have got that. So I don't really check, I guess, but it's like kind of whatever. We're already pretty much winning. Go for a little mid push instead of just straight running through the jungle, because this is just free tempo. Team's positioning towards Otacon, but I'm pretty low. So I'm just kind of double checking for Scryers and Kha'Zix because we thought Kha'Zix was up here. I tried to wall cancel his jump, but it didn't work, so I just ended up flashing over. I guess maybe I could have, looking back at this, maybe I didn't need to flash and I could have just let myself get egged, and then maybe we would have baited Kha'Zix into trying to kill me, and then Renekton and Smolder could have killed him. But I'm not also unhappy with what I did because there maybe is a chance I would die, so probably not, but I don't know, it just felt a little sus. I wanted to play on the safe side. I do see blue buff is up. Big thing for Anivia because you use so much mana. Feels good, man, having blue. Then position towards mid. Already kind of winning the fight. So I'm just going to go ahead and just send it on Dragon. I have the Leandries, like I said, so I have all the damage. I put a pink at the back of Dragon, so I know they have no vision on it. I know this Dragon's free to me. Because Kha'Zix is just top. Team's pushing mid, they're not going to come stop me. I use a little wall tech there to wall the dragon in to prevent a little bit of damage. Here's a really big thing, and it's kind of late game, you're just running past minions. You don't have to stop at all to hit them. You could literally just combo like that as you're running by, and that's just free gold. A little bit of free health too for using the mana. Easy blast cone over. Using ult to protect allies by putting it on them when they're kind of low. And then just kind of staying max range because I'm low. Maybe I can bait someone to go in on me. And then again, I'm going to use some of those really OP late game Anivia mechanics of literally just walling that. Now they can't do anything. Through a Q at the only spot he could hit me. Thresh could hit me with his Q. Again, putting my ult in that spot. Really OP spot, walling them in their own base, and then game's pretty much over. So, yeah, I mean, it was pretty nice because once we kind of got the other lanes ahead, then they just kind of started winning. I was like, pretty nice. Smolder definitely performed well. Karma too. And then if you look at this end of game graph or whatever, again, I don't really have that much damage done, but I'd say like the presence and the baits and the engages and the picks, the roams, like you're not always going for like that like super high KD, but you're going for like that game influence. And like, how can you get your teammates in a spot where they can carry type beat? So, yeah, pretty much. Appreciate anyone who made it this far into the video. Hope you learned something. If not about Anivia, something kind of general strat, general idea about baits or something. But yeah, appreciate it.